We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows.
To you who've been trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
I'm sure they'll use some mouse screen. Give me predictions.
You're not muted, by the way.
I'm not muted.
Awesome, guys. I mean, wow, underdog win there. So now we move on to the captain's game, the final game of this round. Let's get going with the intro from the Keyforge captain.
Hi, I'm Torvalpo from Keyfrogs. We're a group of good friends who live together and stream together, and I'm the team captain because I'm the more technical of us. So I'm the one who got the job of setting everything up and making sure everything worked out, so there weren't any problems with the deck order or anything like that. I've been practicing for today's game a bit. We did a few streams where we first tested all of our possible KOTE decks, one of which is that I'm playing today. And then I've also gotten to yesterday and today, I got a few games on the Crucible in just to feel comfortable in piloting the deck on there as well. It adds a great deal of pressure to be against one of the winning players from last season. I checked out last season and especially the last few parts of it, and they are really skilled players with great decks. So I'm a bit nervous, but it's also going to be a fun experience, and I'm always happy to play against good players because those are the best kinds of games. I'm playing Topaz Luscious Voxer, and this deck is a mass mutation deck, like most of our decks. And what really makes this deck run is the Locust part. It has 2 Chronuses, each enhanced with 1 draw icon, so that's an immediate archive on both of them. And if you play both of them, it's 3 cards archive. It also has a lot of other draw icons throughout the deck, 2 Lethal Logicas, a Howling Pit, and just so much efficiency. Even though the Shadows and Starlines parts aren't great, they're still good. They're not great. The Locust part just makes the deck run so smoothly that it can, when played right and in the right situations, beat down most decks. The Hold the Line can be a very good plan B, but most of the time it just fizzles because this deck is so creature heavy, so it actually doesn't really need it. But sometimes, very few times, the opponent gets out a very big board very early, and then that Hold the Line just gets you right back into the game where you can just put down almost all your Starlines cards in one turn. I'm gonna win. Barely. I don't know. I actually don't know if I'm gonna win. I'm a bit nervous. I hope it's gonna be a good game. If I win, I'm gonna be happy about it. Maybe gloat a bit on stream, but like it's all in good fun. I hope.
Hi, my name is Lorenzo. I'm from the team Hamburg Atlanteans. We are from Hamburg, Germany, and yeah, we love basically Keyforge, and yeah, I think that's about our team. I play today a deck for Mass Mutation, Spezialist Sandsturm Greifswald, so it's German. It's Mass Mutation, and found it's a really cool deck. It's really disruptive. It has double Skippy Time Hawk and double Mark of this, bunch of creatures, and yeah, and many enhancements. I think I don't know exactly how many that are, but really many enhancements, and that makes the deck really special and really good. And it performs really well. I my brother played it in the Keyforge qualifier and the Archon qualifier and won the European tournament. And yeah, it performs really well, and it's one of my favorite decks. I think no hammer enhancements, many capture enhancements, and that's combos really well with Screen the Fabian. Every time you play a capture enhancement, she's in play, you can steal instead, and that's really strong. Because stealing. And so also you got damage and icons with the disc creature Maleficence, I think it's the name, and that creature double up the damage when you deal it. So 1 damage is 2 damage, and that combos also really well. Or also with Mark of This. One thing is that it has no artifact control, which is sometimes a problem, and it has no really bot here. So, but the deck is really disruptive, especially with the skip time hawks, and it could be really fast with Kronos, with a draw pip, and sloppy laptop with 2 draw pips. You can archive. You can draw one archive in the same turn, which is also really strong. Also, you got the Ember Heart to ward here, and you got Druid Armor to give her more strength and shield. And yeah, Sanctum I think is not the strongest part, but you got a bunch from sticky creatures. They could have just read out the game, and you get Equalize, which is a really cool card, especially against Worlds Collide and Scatten or Primus Ungius or that stuff. I think it's really underestimated card. They can win games. Really interesting what deck they play. I wonder if they play the same deck. Yeah, I know my deck really played many games on TCO, and yeah, did no practice.
Specialist Sandstorm Gravesmouth versus Topaz Luxus Voxoscut. Both of these decks are MM decks with many creatures, better or lesser they are still creatures, but these decks have little to none creature control. There is one board clear in form of a groupthink tank, but there is nothing much to say. Simply these creatures, after once getting to board, will stay there for at least few turns. And Vilky, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think the Sanctum creatures, especially once played, can stay till the end of the game. So it's going to be a matchup between 2 big boards, and it will require 2 big brains to really process this match. But I think that the specialist has the upper hand because while it doesn't have the actual creature control, it has some board control in the form of Skippy Time Hogs. There are 2 of them, so it means that this big board won't be able to be used. And there is also opposition research, which is kind of mediocre card usually, but in this matchup it will be really good. And it has also a double mark of this, which can also neutralize some of big turns of the opponent. So we have a mediocre card that is good in this matchup. Other cards that are premium, but not so good here. Antek.
There are definitely some cards that usually you love to see, but in this matchup they are completely useless, or maybe almost completely. We have Discombobulator in Logos and the Vault Keeper in Sanctum, which prevent your opponent from stealing. It's great, but there is one little hook that your opponent has exactly one stealing card. So it's definitely not going to be the best of the cards. And there is also the Purifier of Souls. There are no destroyed effects. Dustins say bye bye, but wait. Your opponent has exactly one destroyed effect on this one card that steals, a Tectofint. There is really nothing that these cards do, except preventing this one card from stealing one. You even have more destroyed effects than your opponent, so usually this Purifier of Souls will be a hard choice between putting a big body on the table and simply allowing your Technofins to work. And Vilki, what are other cards that are maybe not as bad as these few?
Oh, there is a card that usually is just an amber pip and does little, but in this matchup it will be really good. And I'm speaking of Equalize because our opponent Topaz, its only amber control is in the form of capture. So if they capture on a creature that is behind a taunt or it's elusive, like the old Bruno, we can transfer this amber to a creature that is very easy to deal with and get it all back. So Antek, on the whole, which one of these decks is favored in this matchup?
All things considered, I think Specialist has a huge advantage. Firstly, because you can lock your opponent's plays by Skippy Time Fog or Mycroftis, you have slightly better creatures with lots of armor on it that will stay for longer, and you are more consistent than your opponent's deck with loads of Amber control and a really good enhance. I think that this matchup is even more favorable than the last one, with something around 80% of games won by Specialist and maybe 20 by Topaz.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. Okay, so I think I agree with you there, and let's hear what our friends have to say about their side.
Yeah, thank you. So here we could see a deck that is literally a definition of quantity over quality. We have a lot of bonus amber, so just by playing cards we could almost forge 3 keys because it's 17 bonus amber here. It also means that our opponent's Skippy Time Hogs won't be so crucial in this matchup. Unfortunately, this deck would love to play as many cards as it has, because these cards aren't so good. They could be better. Robik, what do you think about this?
So definitely when I look at this deck, I see the Logos house like shining. You have double Chronoses with bonuses, and it's not like the damage bonuses like you will always have. It's actually draw bonuses, so you can play the Chronos and immediately use his ability to archive the card. So there is a potential of starting with Logos with those two Chronoses. Also, Dinobot has the draw because there are 7 draw bonuses in the whole deck. So the ideal start with this beautiful Logos can lead to the second, third turn with like 12 cards available for us. It's actually at the tempo we really need here, because we need, as you said, to rush with the Ember, and also the efficiency and the speed, 23 speed with 2 Lethalogicals and the Howling Feet. So the Logos is definitely what drives this deck. And what about other houses?
Yeah, I'm looking at this deck and I see the pretty okay Shadows house. So we have some nice artifacts like Spike Trap, like Booby Trap card. So with Spike Trap and Booby Trap we could ensure that no creature is safe on the battle line. Also we could combine it with Dark Wave. Unfortunately, here we are playing against another mass mutation deck, so the Dark Wave won't be so efficient. Also, we have Vandalize, and it's a really premium card here because we really hate that Fabian in Sanctum, so we would love to hit it with Vandalize, if it's of course possible, because it's like a roulette here. So maybe could you say something about the weakest points of this deck? What's the weakest point?
So basically, in this deck and maybe in this matchup, so matchup-wise, we can see that the Sanctum of our opponents is really strong. So the cards have like great value, as well as they are pretty much strong. So the power level is high on the board. And even though you, as you said, the shadows are capable of some sort of cheeky damage, there's no crucial board wipe, and we can't fight with our creatures because they are like low powered. So if we need to dodge the Sanctum board as fast as possible, and I feel like the board control will hurt us the most, especially that there are 7 capture icons on the opposite deck, and if they will be placed on those Sanctum creatures, there are literally no way to just get rid of them. So the board wipe is definitely the thing that we lack. It will be a really hard game for us, I would say, because we need to just rush it, and there are many ways for our opponent to stop us with the Mark of Distance and Breakies, as well as this whole Sanctum turn. So I think as we are coming to the rating part, there are really low percentage for us to win. What do you think?
So I was thinking about the percentage rating like 80-20, so 20 of course is the deck we are deconstructing right now. Unfortunately, yeah, this deck could have a really hard time in this matchup. What do you think about that?
So from my point of view, I would even go lower, like the 10% for us to win. There's like I can count the lines that we can win basically on my hand, and the specialist this is actually really disrupting, and also the skippy time house can be destructive as well. And I feel like mass mutation is all about, like as you said, the quantity, and the quantity from the specialist has the better quality even. So yeah, I would go lower. I would go 10%, but let's see how the matchup will go. I'm really excited to see the result.
Yeah, that's brutal actually here. That's brutal. I would say that it's 80-20. So let's see what's our combined percentage score. It's 80-20. So it's pretty brutal here. It's pretty brutal.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, so Wilki and Saurus.
So the predictions have been made. The final is starting. The captains of Hamburg Atlanteans versus Can't Touch This.
Keyfrogs.
Wow. Sorry, captains of Hamburg versus Keyfrogs. Sorry, long day. So yeah, here we are with the starting hand. So for a change, Hamburg Atlanteans are going first here. But I mean, again, and I know I keep saying this, but that's an unfortunate opening hand.
It is, but and it isn't. I guess you can drop the bulwark. Definitely, Tolvapo's definitely got a stronger hand. You can hold on to the Xeno training. You've got to hold the line, but you've also got a lot of archiving. You've got Kronos with a draw pip. You got Xenobot with a draw pip, and then you've got the bot. You got the other bot you can drop down. Lorenzo's got a lot of damage.
The damage is not good when you're first player. I mean,
but you've got the bulwark, so you can set up the next Sanctum turn and the shoulder armor,
true.
Amber Heart.
Well, let's see what happens.
Exactly. I was going to make a brew, but Chris talked me into a beer when he was getting a beer.
I would never drink on the job.
There you go. So we see the Bulwark. Kronos draws Dark Wave. Uses it to add. Use that to archive Kirby. Uses Dinobot to archive. Hold the line. And then we see Shadows Borrow with Amber Heart. You kind of want to get the essence scale with that, but beggars can't be choosers.
No, I mean.
But the damage coming in, the damage from General and Amber Heart gets rid of the Kronos without the need for fight. That's really strong. Comes with the Shadows.
And the
Dark
audience and the audience thinks Hamburg Atlanteans will win. From the poll.
Excellent.
So right, nice theft of an artifact as always.
It's not the best artifact in the deck though, and so you need to try and get through the deck quickly. Lethalogica, Munchling, Mug, Old Bruno and Mug together is really good. Logic Inquiry, Archive 2, Opposition Research, Skippy Time Hog. Uses Opposition Research and Skippy Time Hog, just make sure you can't do anything. And no stealing.
Yeah. It's the
There's the
in
Essence
place.
Scale, Mark a Disc, Stirring Grave, Hesticog. Uses Hold Line to draw the second Kronos with the draw pip. Access Denied stops the Reaping. Then we're going to see using the Kirby to get out the Kronos is very good. Lorenzo is going to be keeping on top of these Kronoses, but having two in the deck is really, really strong.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, it's nice ball from both sides.
Two more draw pips in hand. Kronos just plays Essence Scale. Uses that to get rid of the Kronos after forcing him back into Logos.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. Stirring Grave to archive. Ooh, I missed. Oh, there was nothing to archive. Snarette keeping Travel Pole off the key. Plays Xenobot off the Lethalogica. Fights with the Dinobot into Snarette, forgetting the Shadowsmith gives all her mutants elusive. That is huge. Infobuff comes down, and these boards get very big very quickly. So you'll see this shrink down as it goes along. Adaptatone comes down. Adaptatone is one of the best Logos creatures that we see come out, because every time you play a card with a pip, it just gets so many abilities.
So just for anyone who's not on Discord right this second, Discord has just published the pairings for round 2. We will go through the pairings after this game.
Yay!
You don't worry, that will not be done daily, just Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday evenings.
And just watch the viewership just plummet.
Yep, wait, it's actually gone up, but I'll take it. Anyway, where are we up to? So there's a great play there from Lorenzo.
Time Hog, plays the second Skippy Time Hog, preventing the use, and Lorenzo just establishing this strong board.
Now, strong boards is not something that we see very much in Mass Mutation. I'm not saying it's not there, but it's definitely not compared to Worlds Collide.
Fights with Adaptatone to steal one, the ability that was given to it by playing the daughter. We got the Essence Scale. We see a nice split of 4-4 with the hand for Lorenzo. Plays Francis to capture. Both plays keeping the opponent off the key. No worries, Dave. We tried to give the pairings in the best format for both people. Some people like to hear it streamed, some people like to just read it and get it over and done with.
And it'll be on CKM tomorrow morning, just before Simon gets to work.
Pole has a secure droid with double capture. So much draw pips.
And there's still no key.
And still no key being forged. It's only turn 7, or turn 14 technically.
But we've seen some games end on turn 4, man, or turn 5. I mean,
but if you look at all these cards with pips, the Cinder, the Bot, have all been coming down. Removes all the amber from Snarettes. Fights, gets rid of the old Bruno, gets rid of 7, and now this Adaptatone has got so much steel. Uses it to steal 3 amber. That is huge. Lorenzo goes up to 10. That is absolute insanity.
What I want to know how the response is going to be here. So yes, these games are sped up for anyone that's wondering.
I call it dynamic editing.
I call it being able to actually have time to play them.
Yeah, the stream would have been 2 hours just off these games if I didn't edit them down.
And another hour off CTD.
Uses Technophene to discard lieutenants, draws more. Fabian is there. The daughter's back. That sloppy lab work is terrifying.
Oh god! Even the bot booking with just a single damage pick is bad enough.
There's so much enhancements in this deck. I think 21, 22 enhancements in this deck.
That's 40, 15 amber. Wow.
Yeah. Absolute madness. So, gets the Kirby down, allows to play Kronos. Kronos is going to allow for archiving, and there's 2 other creatures with draw pips. But Lorenzo is on 15 amber here. Plays Subdue. Subdues the Drekker. Plays Trigon. Plays this Secure Droid. Captures 2. Puts Blasting Shield on the Kronos. Supposed to keep that Kronos alive. And look at this board. It's gone off the sides. I will shrink it down, but I'll shrink it down in a second to make sure that we can see what's going on. But the board gets at one point gets bigger than TCO allows again.
Really?
And they increased it. So yeah. The borrow is back, as we can see. The essence scale is there, but the equalize just did so much work for Lorenzo there. The entire hand has been played.
Now we wait for the amazing comeback from Keyfrogs.
Could happen. We see
we've seen it before.
Ghost Starlinks Kirby into Dino Alien. Draws into Secure Droid. Draws into Xeno Training with double pip. Really good. Kronos Archive Regenerate Researcher. Plays and gets it. Captures 1 from the Regenerate Researcher, and then captures 3 with the Xeno Training. Gets Lorenzo down to 5. Gets himself back up to 7. And there you go. You can just see how big this board has gotten.
Jesus.
Lorenzo adds the archive to his hand.
This feels like an end of tournament game, not the first round. Just the way the game is going. Yeah, okay. If you look at the scores, it looks like Lorenzo's all over it. But
plays Fabian,
wow.
Plays Bodrick the Bull. Plays Exodia. Plays Purifier Souls. Plays Vault Keeper to steal 1. Plays Equalize. Here comes the Equalize. That puts all the amber onto Dino Knight. Fights in exalts. Deals 2 damage to Kirby. Takes out Kirby. And Lorenzo's got up to 17.
So let's see what the response. Oh, concedes!
Just straight up concedes.
Holy shit. That's wild.
Yeah, that was. The equalize was insane.
Yeah, man, that just got you the game, because I could have denied like a bunch of Amber next turn probably, but it just that was not in the cards for me when.
Yeah, you can redraw Xeno Training and so on, yeah. And for the Kronos, yeah.
Yeah. I could have. Well, actually, because you killed my Kirby. Yeah, so I couldn't have actually done that much. Yeah, you probably had me that turn almost, no matter what. Now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, but still, it was a very fun game. I started out and I thought, okay, yeah, I think I have the upper hand here, and then you just kept on holding down my Amber. It was holy shit. That was annoying, but it was also really good. I never got the buff 7.
Yeah, my decks were really control, and for the mark of this, and skip time marks, and so on. But your start was really good with the Kronos and the draw pips and the archiving. I was a little bit worried that I could catch up, and also with your how many Ember pips you have? 17 or something.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah.
Oh, and just find it here. Yeah.
I was a little bit worried not to catch up.
Yeah, that's also what this deck does. It just runs away. And we have a few decks on our team that we also have in the tournament that can actually stop its that actually can't deal with its massive amount of efficiency and amber generation. But I was hoping that that in the earlier matches here, and that nobody would have the heavy control tools that you need to just like shut it down completely, like you did. That
catch it up, Then if I think it one key moment was the Shadow's turn where you got not the booby trap to kill the Mr. Red. There was a really glad you. I think was the left card in the deck, the one card.
Yeah, it was the other card I had. Actually, I had, what was it? It was I drew the booby trap. I had one turn earlier. I had two cards left in the deck. One was booby trap, and the other one was something else. And you had Snow Red on the field with 4 amber. And I had a 50% chance with my Francis of throwing that booby trap, and that would have probably put me back into the game enough that I had a fighting chance.
Yeah,
but the fact that I didn't draw booby trap there, I got totally screwed over.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would have won. I'm not sure about that, but I would have stood a better chance because I would have had one key unlock and then would have been able to kind of snowball a bit more from there. I feel like also your Snow Red wouldn't have taken 7 of my goddamn amber. But that was crazy.
Also the adapt to eat did really well. Stealing, I think 6 or 7 amber in total or something.
Yeah, you stole a lot with Adaptoid, and I was also a lot of turns where I was like, holy shit, can I kill it? And I just barely couldn't, so I didn't pump into it because I needed to kill something else on the board. And that might have been a misplay that I should have just kept on pumping damage into Adaptoid until it died from early on, because I know how dangerous that card can be. I forgot my own Shadow Smith. I was kicking myself under the table for doing that, because I did that in one of my practice games also on the Crucible yesterday, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that today, and I did it, and I am so mad because I had a pretty good that was with my, I think it was my Dino bot I fought with. I fought your Adaptoid, I think, with it. Or
I think so. Yeah,
I think it was Adaptoid because I knew I wanted to get it off the table because it could be so dangerous. And then it just fizzled because I had my Shadow Smith. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And I remembered Shadow Smith, and in my hand I had a single one of my worst Starlines cards. Like, I think I had Subdue or something that I could just beep and discard it, and I had 3 Locust cards left in the deck or something, so out of 6 cards, so I had a pretty nice chance of hitting Locust there. And I saw that the card I drew next turn was a Locust card, so I was like, shit, that would have been so good, but I didn't do it because I thought I could afford your Adaptoid.
But I also didn't see it. First, after your fighting, I didn't see it, and I find really funny in the whole game before I played on the Sanctum stuff, all creatures except for 1 or 2 of mutants. Only mutant decks. Quite interesting.
Yeah, I feel like those are the best match mutation decks almost. Also, like, because the mutants are they have a lot of synergy together with all the enhancements, and especially like Cronus and all that jazz.
Cronus.
Yeah, that's also. I mean, that's this deck's lifeblood, right? That's Cronus, the 2 Cronuses, because it just has, and the subject Kirby as well, because you can put down a Cronus on your Starlines turn, and you have all these draw icons and Starlines, so you just archive all your Shadows cards basically, and it's too fun.
Yeah. I also got a Cronus with Pip and Sloppy Leopard with double Pip, which is also really great and a lot of fun. I played in the end. It's really cool.
Yeah, that Sloppy Leopard is nasty.
Yeah.
It's very, very good. I was too scared of your Squirrel Fabian. Like, I remember looking at your deck list and noticing the double Salvador and the Fabian and being like, oh, he has a lot of capture icons, which you did. Just never played Fabian. Just didn't even matter.
Yeah. But sadly, just one capture icon in Sanctum and all the other captures in this, but it's really also worked well with the Snow Red and the capture icons. pile it up and then destroy them. Really cool.
Yeah, I also I have a deck with a Snarette and 2 Bring Lows, and that is just
Ooh,
great.
yeah.
To just like dump that all onto that, and then it also has a bunch of taunt guys and Sanctum, so you just taunt him and then get it out
like
to him.
a doorstep.
without killing. Yeah, exactly. It's like a doorstep.
Yeah.
But that was a great match, man.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, even though I got stomped. it was fun because these decks are just so crazy, so I had a good time.
But I think it was closer in the end than it looked. The Snarette turn was really important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean that's it. Really, it's the fact that it felt closer than it looked.
Yeah.
Like I always felt like I was just like one step away from getting every single key.
I think
it was just so frustrating. The fact that I had to borrow your Ember Heart and not your Essence Scale.
Yeah.
That really, that fucked it up for me because that Draco Reap this turn where you stole like 5 Amber or something.
Yeah, and, also with the Adapter it is really cool, and this is also the best house in the deck, and also for me the best house in Keyforge.
I'm more of a Logos man myself, but I can totally see
it's
why
also
they
I
take
think
that.
it's one to say as I think they are really similar powerful.
Yeah, because it's also fun, right? They make up 1/2 of blue in Magic each. Like this has the disruption and Logos has the draw, and blue's the best house in Magic, so it makes sense that those two are the best houses in Keyforge.
Yeah, drawing cards and stealing and annoying your opponent is funny.
How that's good. I wouldn't know. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. See you.
Bye.